What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Robbie J. Fox. I'm back with a brand new video, and today I want to do something I haven't done in a while, and that is pay tribute to one of my favorite holidays, one of my favorite months throughout the year, October, for Halloween. Now, this video was inspired off of a video that was posted by Papa Meat and Wendigoon, where they did the 31 days of horror. I'm going to do something similar, except I'm going to do the 31 days of horror manga, to where every day of the month I'm going to try my best to post a video every day and post like 31 different types of horror manga you should read for the Halloween month. And I do know that I missed October 1st, so throughout this month I'm probably going to post 2 videos in one day. I don't know when I'm going to do that. It's not today, but I am going to do that. Now, I'm going to be honest, I love horror. It is one of my favorite genres of all time, mostly because it is so broad and versatile that almost any theme can fit within it, whether it be psychological, whether it be gore, zombies, folklore, fuck me, dude, legends, cults, body horror. It just so much that can fit within the theme of horror. And look, if you come at me talking about Christmas, okay, let me just tell you something. Krampus is Halloween. It's not Christmas. Christmas was bold enough to steal from the Halloween theme and create Krampus. That's not Christmas. It's Halloween. All right. Christmas needs to stay in their lane. All right. I don't know where to get the balls to steal from Halloween. I'm really kidding. I love Christmas, but Halloween is still my all-time favorite. Now, today I'm going to be talking about a manga for the first day of Halloween, or first day of October, first day of horror month. I'm going to be talking about a manga called Magical Girl Apocolypse. Now, if you hear the words Magical Girl and get absolutely turned off and think that this is going to be a cringe fest, let me tell you something, okay? Think of Sailor Moon, put a parasite on top of her head, give her a fucking chainsaw, and make her halfway immortal. Yeah, it gets brutal. Now, the zombie genre is one of my favorite genres of all time within the horror atmosphere, and this follows that same theme. It is basically every magical girl is pretty much a zombie, and it is a brutal, and I mean brutal slaughterfest throughout this entire manga. Now, this is the manga series written and illustrated by Kentaro Sato. I hope I didn't say your name wrong. Please forgive me if I did. It was published between June 2012 and August 12th, 2017. And the synopsis is that an ordinary high school student by the name of Ki Kogami hates his normal life and wants something to happen. Yeah, something's gonna happen. You're gonna get your wish, homie. One day in the middle of class, he looks out the window to see his teacher's head explode violently when a little girl hit her. Oh my god. And I'm gonna admit, this scene is the best. It's like the best opening scene for this manga. Bro, this manga does not hold back. Afterward, Ki runs away only to come back and see his entire classroom being slaughtered by the same magical girl that he saw outside. After saving one of the girls in his class and brutally beating the magical girl to death, he witnesses the magical girl come back to life. Now him and his friends have to survive in an apocalypse to find out the reasoning behind the invasion of magical girls. Now, I know it might be an odd scenario for a bunch of high school students and a pedophile cop are all of a sudden going to stop an apocalypse of magical girls, but once you get further into the story, it actually has its own twists and turns. And I do say pedo cop because the cop is quite literally one of the most disgusting characters in this manga. It is this motherfucker. I genuinely wish he would have died on multiple occasions, but this dude has like plot armor like Sakura from Naruto. She should have died on multiple occasions. Same with this guy. This man has the most insane plot armor, and then the one time he did die, somehow he came back to life. I don't want to spoil too much of this manga. I'm gonna spoil some stuff, but not a lot. But yeah, this guy, holy shit. I will say, going into this, one of the flaws of this manga is how much they try to make the cop look like a badass, even though this dude literally, and it literally says this in the manga, he secretly gets off to and assaults high school girls. I don't know what to tell you. Now, throughout this manga, there are different types of magical girls that you come across, and they all have different abilities. For example, there's this magical explode girl who can make people's heads explode with her wand, the same girl that made the teacher's head explode. She has two phases. Her first phase is really docile. She doesn't really talk. But in her second phase, she becomes really aggressive and cunning. Then you got this bitch right here. This one I think is the most horrifying in terms of designs. It is literally a parasite magical girl that attaches to the head of its host and gains intelligence, meaning it's one of the most dangerous magical girls or magical zombies within like this entire series, because she gets more smart, more intelligent as the longer she's on her host, and she can possess multiple types of hosts. Look, not only is this one aggressive, but it is hideous. Holy shit. Now, each magical girl can only be killed by destroying its wand or cane. And even if you shoot it or bash the skull in, it will just regenerate. If I had to choose between this Apocolypse and Resident Evil Apocolypse, I choose Resident Evil 9 times out of 10. Because at least in that universe, if you shoot a zombie in the head, it stay dead. These bitches right here, you shoot in the head, it's gonna regenerate and come back to life. I'm good on that, Chief. I'm good. And yeah, I'm good. I don't want to be in a world where bitches don't die. Now, the magical girl's origins are also pretty interesting. Basically, a demon does the deed with a human and has a daughter who is considered a witch. Then the witch does the deed with a human and produces a magical girl. And then from there on, they're just magical girls. Now there's this ritual called the Catastrophe of the End, which is pretty much the premise of this entire manga, which on the 13th generation of magical girls, you will go through this ritual and it eliminates the concepts in the universe, and the one who performs it will become literally a god. This right here is where the manga lost me. This concept right here is like one of the things in the manga that kind of complicates the story where it didn't need to be complicated. Like the first half of the manga is incredible. It's literally just a slasher survive fest running away from these immortal magical girls. It is absolutely fantastic. And then when we start going through like the actual magical part of the manga, it gets a little, it's kind of hard to put into words because it gets complicated like really fast, but the story is still incredible. It is a absolute incredible backstory. Each character has their own backstory, which contributes to how the apocalypse started. Keep in mind, every character that you run into within this manga that is still alive, and I think a couple people who actually died, they're important. They're all key characters. This manga and the universe is centered around these characters. They are the reason why this whole apocalypse is happening in the first place. Now, I'm not going to spoil it too much. I'm only spoiling like the surface level of the manga, like the synopsis, but I'm not going to go too deep because there are some spoilers within this that are absolutely insane. That brings me to the only bad thing about this manga, like the worst part of this manga, which is the ending. The ending is the worst part of this manga. I'm gonna be honest, I hated the ending. Now, of course, it could be just me personally, but the ending was absolutely horrendous. But overall, this manga is really fun to read, and the art style is incredibly detailed. I mean, just the facial expressions of each character, the violence within this manga is absolutely a gem to read. And I do think for the first day of October, for the first pick of the manga series or my horror manga series, this is definitely the way to go in terms of reading something, you know, for if you're a zombie fan or an apocalypse fan, this is definitely a manga you should definitely pick up. I can't recommend it enough. If I had to give a rating of this, it would be a solid 7 out of 10. I think if they would have fixed the romance, it would have been a 10 out of 10. But that holy shit, I hated that shit so much. Now, this manga is finished, by the way, so you can read the full translation. It even has its own spin-off series, which apparently got its own anime adaptation, which I'm probably am not watching. I'm just not interested in the spin-offs. I genuinely am not. Now, I do hear the spin-off is good. I'm just not interested. But that is it for this video. I just kind of wanted to, you know, give my recommendation for the very first manga of October. I know this video is kind of short in comparison to my other ones, and I think since this manga is not that long, and since I didn't want to spoil it, I didn't go too far and too much into detail. But The next manga I am going to cover, or the next few mangas I am going to cover, is going to be a lot more gruesome and a lot more involved. So do stay tuned. But that's it for this video. Please let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. Have you read this manga? Have you not read it? If you haven't read it, are you going to? Does it seem like a manga that you're interested in, or are you just not, you still just can't fuck with the magical girl concept? Which if you don't, I understand. But anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Please hit that subscribe button. My name is Robbie J. Fox. And until next time, fuck off.
I got 69 bitches that don't do 69. I got 3 or 4 prospects who want to be mine. I got 9 baby mamas who claim that baby is mine. What do they all have in common? They all tell lies. It's all action, all passion, all work but no yapping. The look in her eyes, you know she not acting. Turn the light off and watch me shine. I am absolute cinema, absolute cinema.